Imagine a world where the storm doesn't break you, but builds you. Why do some people stand firm while everything else crumbles around them in the heat of a crisis? The difference between a survivor and a victim is often hidden deep within the complex architecture of the mind. Look at this man, surrounded by total chaos. Yet his breath is steady. He is not lucky. He has built a fortress inside his skull. Today, we decode the science of the unbreakable spirit. We are moving beyond simple grit into the biological reality of how your brain handles pressure. Resilience is not an elusive trait reserved for the few. It is a neurological skill, a structure that you can deliberately design and rebuild yourself. Science proves our brains are remarkably adaptive. By understanding the biology of fear, we can learn to navigate the most intense storms of our lives. Look closely at the scan. When stress hits, the brain enters a state of high alert, shifting from the red of panic to green stability. Most people think they are born with a fixed level of courage. This is a myth that limits your potential and blocks your true growth. Your heart races, your breath shallows, and your vision narrows. This is the body's ancient alarm system preparing for a battle it cannot see. To master the storm, we must first understand the internal signals that govern our behavior. Welcome to the architecture of resilience, where biology meets mastery. Deep within your brain lies the amygdala, a tiny almond-shaped organ that acts as an emergency siren, ready to trigger a total biological takeover. When the threat level rises, the amygdala floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, turning off your ability to think clearly or act rationally. This system evolved millions of years ago to save us from physical predators. It was designed for survival, not for the pressures of modern life. Today, a missed deadline or a harsh email triggers the same primal fear as a hungry beast in the wild, trapping us in constant stress. This is the amygdala hijack. In this state, your logic is bypassed, and your emotions take the driver's seat, often leading to total paralysis. Look at the prefrontal cortex, the seat of your reason and planning. Under extreme stress, it loses its connection to the rest of your brain. It is like a captain losing control of his ship during a hurricane. Without this logical center, you are at the mercy of your impulses. To reclaim your life, you must learn to bridge this gap. You need to reconnect the logical brain with the emotional center through conscious effort. Understanding this hijack is the first step toward freedom. You are not weak. Your brain is simply operating on an outdated and primitive survival script. We can rewrite that script. We can build a better connection that stays strong even when the world feels like it is burning down around us. Imagine shutting the gate on panic. By mastering the amygdala, you regain the power to choose your response rather than being a slave to reaction. Enter the world of neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a static machine, but a living, changing landscape that responds to every single thought and action. Every time you face a challenge with calm, you are literally weaving new neural threads, creating a stronger tapestry of mental and emotional resilience. Neuroplasticity is your superpower. It means that, no matter your past, your brain has the incredible capacity to rewire itself for a more powerful future. Think of an athlete training in the freezing rain. They aren't just building muscle, they are conditioning their nervous system to endure and thrive anyway. Studies show that consistent mental training increases the density of gray matter in the areas of the brain responsible for emotional regulation and focus. Like a plant pushing through the hardest pavement, your mind can find a way to grow even in the most hostile and difficult environments imaginable. Meditation and mindfulness aren't just for peace. They are high-performance tools that physically reshape the brain's internal wiring for lasting strength and clarity. Every small victory against fear carves a new path through the mental jungle. Initially, it is difficult, but eventually, it becomes your default highway. What was once a struggle becomes a smooth, golden road of confidence. This is how the architecture of your mind becomes a monument of resilience. You are rebuilding your internal world, brick by brick. Every choice to stay focused under pressure is a new foundation for your future self. Light the way forward with conscious practice. The bridges you build today will carry you through the challenges that once seemed completely impossible to face. Meet the vagus nerve, the highway of the parasympathetic nervous system. It is your body's built-in off switch for the stress and anxiety response. By using box breathing, you can manually override your nervous system. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold once again. This simple rhythm sends a signal to your brain that you are safe. It forces the amygdala to stand down and allows logic to return. Watch the tension melt away. In just a few minutes, you can shift your entire biology from a state of war to a state of peace. Now, we use cognitive reframing. This is the art of changing how you perceive the world. It is not what happens, but how you define it. Instead of seeing stress as a threat that weakens you, see it as fuel. It is energy your body provides to help you perform better. A fire can burn a house down, or it can power a steam engine. The energy is the same, only the direction of use changes. Grab a journal and write down your obstacles. By naming your fears, you strip them of their power and start looking for the hidden opportunity. Replace the word threat with challenge. This subtle shift in language completely alters how your brain processes the situation and prepares for the outcome. Like ripples in a pool, your internal calm spreads outward. When you control your breath and your perspective, you control the entire room around you. Synchronize your heart and your mind. When they work together, you create a state of coherence that makes you nearly invincible in any high-pressure scenario. This is your 21-day blueprint for transformation. Consistency is the key to turning these scientific concepts into a permanent part of your biological identity. Step 1. Micro-exposure. Intentionally put yourself in small, uncomfortable situations to train your brain's response to stress in a safe and controlled environment. Step 2. Daily mindfulness. Spend 10 minutes observing your thoughts without judgment. This builds the muscle of your prefrontal cortex for better emotional control. Step 3. The physical reset. Use your body to change your mind. High-intensity exercise or cold exposure can recalibrate your entire nervous system instantly. Cold water shock is a powerful teacher. It forces you to find calm in the midst of physical intensity, mirroring the challenges of real-life crises. As you breathe through the cold, you are telling your amygdala that you are the boss. You are training for the storms of the future today. Physical strength and mental resilience are deeply connected. A body that can handle strain supports a mind that can endure the heaviest of burdens. While 50% of our resilience is genetic, and 10% is our environment, a massive 40% is entirely within our conscious daily control. That 40% is your leverage. It is where your power lies. By taking intentional action every day, you can override your biological and environmental limitations. Look in the mirror and recognize the architect. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a designer of your own mental and emotional destiny. The clock is ticking, and every second is an opportunity to practice small habits, repeated daily. Create the massive shifts that define a truly resilient life. We have traveled from the depths of the amygdala to the heights of the mountaintop. You now possess the blueprint for a stronger mind. The storm will come, and the winds will howl, but you are no longer afraid, because you have built a structure that can never be broken. Stand tall above the valley of your past fears. Look at how far you have come by simply choosing to rebuild your internal architecture with intention. Resilience is not about avoiding the storm. It is about learning to dance in the rain and designing yourself to be steady in the center. You are the architect of your own life. Start today. Stay consistent, and watch as your brain transforms stress into a powerful source of growth. Join us on this journey of mastery. Subscribe to the Success Paradox and begin building the mental architecture that will define your future and your success.